Well, hello everybody. I'm here at the moment in a tiny little town called Penzance. If you're not familiar with UK geography, it's kind of the most southwesterly tip of the UK. Any further than this, that way, and it's the Atlantic Ocean across to the USA. It's kind of as far away from home for me as you can get in England. It's miles from anywhere. I've been working down here for a few days now, and I don't know whether you've heard, there's been a bit of a bug going around at the moment. Oh, a couple of TV stations have picked up on it and ran with it, but effectively it's placed the whole world into lockdown. Transport is absolutely chaos right now. Flights are cancelled, trains are cancelled, planes are cancelled, rickshaws are cancelled. I don't know, you name a mode of transport and it's off right now. Why am I telling you all this? Well, we've just been told that the next development in this book is that essentially the UK is now entering a period of lockdown.
From this evening, I must give the British people a very simple instruction. You must stay at home.
And that means they want everybody to go home and stay home, which ordinarily for me is not a problem. I can just stay home and be away from everybody, I don't mind. But I've got to get there first, and I'm here in Penzance, miles from anywhere. With all these cancellations and delays, it's going to be an absolute nightmare, I think, getting home. My direct train out of Penzance that I usually get is cancelled, so I need to figure out a way that I'm going to get from here in Penzance to home in the North Midlands, and I am going to do it. We're going to head to the station now. We're going to see what the trains are like and figure out how on earth I can make a 7-hour journey back home in these times of such massive disruption that we have right now. But come with me and we'll find out. Right, okay. Checked out of the hotel, now over to the station. My original plan to get home was to get a flight all the way up to Scotland and then take another flight to get me back home, but that was cancelled along with most other forms of transport. Right, so my train has been cancelled. Great start to the journey. I was supposed to be on a train over to Birmingham New Street or something from here. That's been cancelled. Trains are only going as far as Plymouth from here, so I think I'm going to head to Plymouth and see from there how I get back from Plymouth. It's a little bit close to home at least. So on one of these. Ooh, which one to go for? Let's try this one here. D. It's empty. I'm considering this is the 8:30 service from Penzance all the way along the south coast. Usually this will be probably rammed, I imagine. It's deserted. It's just me. Fools like me. So I'm going to head over to Plymouth and see. I think there's more trains from Plymouth back home than there is from Penzance, so it makes sense for me to kind of shift along to there and see if I can get back from Plymouth.
Lostwithiel, Bodmin Parkway, Liskeard, St Germans, Saltash.
Fairly soon the train pulled out of the station and I commenced on my mammoth 8-hour journey back home. You see, I know loads of people have been saying that why are all the trains still running, why are all the planes still running, but ultimately people still need to get to work and people still need to get home. That doesn't stop. Obviously there's a lot less demand because quite a few people are working from home, but there's still jobs that people do that they can't work from home and they have to get the train from. now, as you can imagine, rebooking all this travel last second to actually find a way of getting home has been a bit of a nightmare, and I'd like to say thanks to this video's sponsor, Dashlane. They've been really good, and the software has been really useful to get access to all of my passwords, my bank cards, my passport details for all these last minute flights and things that I've had to book and then cancel inevitably. But Dashlane has made it really easy. Dashlane makes it super easy to securely store all of your passwords, cards and important documents and access them on the go. It allows you to quickly generate a unique, highly secure password for each website you visit and auto-fills them on your devices, so you never have to remember a password again. It's far more secure than reusing that same password with different numbers at the end over and over again. It also makes it really easy to fill in your card details whenever you make an online purchase, which is really handy for me as I can just click and fill in my card details without having to go rooting through my wallet. Aside from cards, it stores things like your passport, so wherever I am in the world, I can just open the app and pull down my passport details, great for when I'm trying to check in online or apply for e-visas when they want to know every last tiny detail of your life. Before I was lucky enough to do this as a full-time job, I worked in IT security for years. Password managers like Dashlane are regarded by experts to be the safest, most secure way to generate and protect your online credentials. Even if Dashlane were to get hacked, it would be like breaking into a bank but not being able to open any of the vaults. Only you have the key to your vault, your master password, which Dashlane don't have, and you have to enter it on your laptop or phone to get access to your passwords. So try the exclusive offer of getting Dashlane for free on your first device at dashlane.com/Noel, and then when you want to upgrade to premium, which you will, use my code Noel to get 25% off. We continued across the countryside of Devon before arriving in the bright lights of Plymouth city limits. Right, Plymouth. Let's see whether we can get anywhere from here. I think there's a little shop here. I might want to try and get a bite to eat because I'm not eating it today. Right, so a deserted Plymouth, and there is a train that's going to take me home that's leaving in about half an hour's time. I just managed to book a ticket on that one, so fingers crossed that one goes and it gets me at least a little bit closer to home. So let's go and see if we can get on board. At times like this, I think you can bend the rules a little bit. So when in Cornwall, Devon, Devwall, wherever this place is, pasties are an essential, of course. They're an essential food item in these really tough times that we're living in. So, sorry guys, it's just essential. I'm just doing my bit, you know. This is good. Certainly beats McDonald's. So, it's a good alternative to McDonald's with Macca's being shut right now. The next leg on my journey would be this cross-country train that was heading all the way up to Edinburgh in Scotland. Right, time to go and try and get on this train. See if it's going to go all the way. I know there's been a lot of trains that have not been stopping at certain stations. This is supposed to take me to Chesterfield, but until I get to Chesterfield, of course, there's no way of knowing for sure. On board. There is people on this train as well, so thankfully, which makes me think that it might actually be going somewhere. Well, we have no catering on board due to this book going round, but I have pack up. It's all about the planning. And David's. Now I have to say I was supposed to be heading up to Scotland today to do the next leg of this trip, but obviously the flight up there ended up getting cancelled, but it would have been a lovely day to go flying today. Look at that weather. Clear blue skies the length of the country. It's amazing at the moment. Thankfully we've all got a bit of time at home to just chill in the back garden and enjoy this really nice weather now for a few weeks. Of course the hot weather did mean that the train was absolutely sweltering inside, so I was actually glad when we arrived at Bristol Temple Meads. So Bristol Temple Meads, figured I'd come and get a little bit of fresh air because we're kind of 4 hours into our 7.5 hour journey home. Try and get away from the smell of these fetid toilets for a little bit on this train. Bristol air, slightly better. We didn't stop for long, and before long we were on our way again. Now, one of the questions a lot of people have had with all these disruptions and everything that's been going on is what happens if your travel provider cancels your flight or your train or whatever. Where do you stand? Well, flights are quite straightforward. If it's cancelled, you get a refund. Whether the airlines tell you that or not, you're due a refund. Some airlines have been making it really difficult for people to claim refunds. I know I had a flight booked with Swiss, for example, who turned around and said, yep, you can cancel your flight now, but we're not going to give you a refund for another 3 months. No, that's not right. And if that happens, you just go to your bank and raise a chargeback, and they'll refund it all for you. Similar with trains as well, they're all relaxing their conditions right now. Even advanced fares are flexible fares right now, so there's no point paying for a flexible fare on anything at the moment because you might as well just go for the advanced one. It's still flexible and they'll still give you a refund if you're unable to travel. There is other alternatives out there, but of course it does, like this journey, mean a lot more planning than usual, so it's interesting times for sure. So just found out that the train's been diverted for some reason. Apparently we're now going via Kidderminster, so I'm not sure what the reason is, presumably books on the line or something. I have no idea. But we've been diverted via Kidderminster. Just going to add about half an hour on apparently. Pretty soon we were approaching the bright lights of Birmingham, albeit from a completely different direction that I was planning to. So Birmingham New Street, about half an hour later than planned due to that diversion. Enough now, getting bored. About 7 hours into the journey so far, about another hour left to go to Chesterfield if we don't get any more delays and diversions on the way. One thing that has been frustrating me a little bit is over the last few days we've seen loads of photos going viral of packed trains and packed tube platforms and packed tube trains and things like that. And everyone's trying to shame everybody for still trying to get on the trains and everything. But to be honest, I can kind of see the point. But They've reduced all the services so much due to the staffing issues around this outbreak that, of course, the tubes are going to be packed. People still have to go to work. You know, aside from the army of NHS workers, construction workers, and shops and things like that, they all need to stay open. So people still need to get the trains, and when they're all reduced, they're going to be packed. So it's a little bit frustrating to me that people are kind of trying to shame people just for getting the train to work and trying to do their best.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Derby, winding up to the train platform bridge.
So Derby, penultimate stop. Thank goodness. One more stop on my home. Fresh air and home, yay! So back in Chesterfield, and about half an hour now for me to get home from here, but I'm pretty much back now, so we're good. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope it's been useful to see what it's like travelling in the time of massive disruption at the moment. Let me know what you thought of this video down in the comments below. Now, of course, it goes without saying that travel at the moment needs to be for essential people only, and for me, obviously I had to get home, but now I'm home, I'm staying home, I'm going to have a few weeks off enjoying this lovely, beautiful weather. Some of you out there can't do that. I know you're essential key workers, and thank you so much to you guys for everything you're doing at the moment to keep this country going in this time that we're in at the moment. Really do appreciate it, and I hope that you're able to have your time off very soon as well. In the meantime, as always, thanks very much for watching, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.